Good evening to the Curling Champions Tour. With a slight delay, we are showing now the game of Team Sigfridsson against Team Jäggi. I'm Mark from the Curling Champions Tour, and next to me is Bastian Wies. How are you today?
Hello, Mark. I'm very good, thank you. We're broadcasting here from the Bernese International, and our game tonight is the game between the team of Switzerland, Bern, Team Jäggi, against the Swedish team of Margareta Sigfridsson.
So the delay was actually based because there was another game just before where they had a very interesting out and between the team, I think Team Fleming, and that is why sometimes we have just to wait till this game is finished, and they have to do the ice. Then there is the LSD, and well, finally we have a half an hour. So we look now how we're gonna recover it.
Now, of course, the start of the game, as basically always, the game starts off a bit defensively, getting used to the ice a bit and see what the opponent is doing.
So Team Sigfridsson playing with the red rock, and as Bastian just said before, a bit defensive beginning. This is mostly seen the first or even the second end. Well, maybe we can go a little bit to their road of playing, because we have to say that those teams have already several games behind them, and it's obvious that now they are trying to qualify for the quarterfinal, but we have to say that they have two more games. Still they could reach the quarterfinal. This is so-called the system here of the triple knockout system, that you either drop into B or C, and here now this is the 6 o'clock round, in where they will coming up from the C, and the winner will right away play again at 8:30. So this is very tough that they have, let's say, two games in a row, and we will see who has a better condition.
And even more so now, since especially this game does have a delay. Usually you think that the game takes roughly 2 hours at a game of 8 ends, and if the next game is scheduled at 8:30, we just started at 6:30 with the game, so it would be basically back-to-back coming off the ice 4 hours straight. Of course, that is not going to happen. They will have a short break, but still, it's very tough to to go for such a long time without having a proper break.
Bara lite vick så. Lite vicka långt vänster. Inte bra vicka vänster eller? 0 eller 90. 90 då. Säg inte in i bo om de gör sin kort. Vi är
So Team Sigfridsson plays now again with 4 players. Actually, they had yesterday just 3, so I think it was one player just joining them by today, and I think it was Maria Wennerström just joining today. And I think the 3 games of yesterday's was very tough to play with just 3. And I think this will be maybe a small disadvantage, maybe, because this is, as we said already, hard. And let's say if we have another game just to play. But I think this Team Sigfridsson is a very experienced team. I mean, European champion and being the Olympic member of Sweden. So I think this team really knows how to face this challenge.
Yeah, and I think in regard of the Olympics coming up, this was probably not the worst experience to play on 3, since it is something that can happen eventually at the Olympics. Nobody hopes for it, of course, but you never know. There is plenty of illnesses that have occurred during curling events. Basically, everybody has experienced that at some point. So it's maybe not only negative that they've played, and just saying, I mean, they are still able to qualify. If they win now twice in a row, they will still be in the quarterfinals tomorrow morning.
Well, I gave them before some Swiss chocolate, so I think they have now enough power for at least the next few ends. Nice turn around, though it's a bit over T, huh?
Yes, of course, now gives Team Jäggi the chance to come right down to this rock, lie better. It'll be hard to remove that. Well, this looks a bit heavy. He just touches it enough to stick around for shot rock, but it's wide open. So certainly not the best case scenario. But it's not a disaster either, because no matter what Maria Prutz makes with her next rock, there will still be a chance for Team Jäggi to avoid bigger damage. Since there is those 2 guards up front, if they come nice around it, then it will be very hard for the Swedish team to remove this shot rock. And of course, this rock has to be made first.
Ja, vi är med på båda. Det här är jättebra. Tvingar vi väl dem att slå. De måste ju nästan det. Alltså, de kan släppa 2 men inte riskera att släppa 3. Då har vi en ganska...
It's mostly the simple shots that are actually the toughest in the end, especially when it's important that they turn out well.
Yeah, and I mean both teams were a bit surprised about the weight. It seems that Dice runs very nice. I mean they would not expect such a nice, in the beginning, let's say, such a nice roll.
That's a slight roll and not quite as far as she'd hoped, actually. She probably wanted to be more leveled. So Michelle Jäggi couldn't play the hit and roll, or if it's overcurled too badly, the double takeout, which is not the intention here, of course. She will just try to hit the left one and then jump in front of the right. We bury behind the guard and basically force Team Sigfridsson to take one.
So from the beginning, actually, the vice skip said right away, do not touch it. But it seems a bit, it was a bit out the rock, and I think through the weight anyway, there was no possibility that he would take the curl enough to switch to the left side. So this is a nice opportunity for Team Sigfridsson to come down with 2, which is certainly a nice beginning for the first end.
Yeah, it's basically a straightforward hit, and this is of course a perfect start to a game. There you can see what the hammer at the end, the winning of the draw shot challenge, can actually do for you. Give you an advantage right away. Hard sweeping. And will it stick around? It just sticks around. I believe that is still in the house. So that would make 2 for Team Sigfridsson. A bit lucky there, but that's also part of the game.
Bort med deras. In med våra. Nybörjartaktik. Ja.
Therefore, after the first end, we get 2-0 for Team Sigfridsson. The hammer goes to Team Jäggi. So now we will begin to have the presentation of the players.
So first up we've got Swedish skip Margareta Sigfridsson throwing the lead rocks. Not a very conventional way amongst curlers, but you can do it, and they do it quite successfully, as the last Europeans showed. They're certainly one of the top favorites for the Olympic Games and have been around for years.
Well, how they did the European Championship was very surprising, because at the beginning it doesn't work very well for the Swedish team, but it's a kind of tournament team. That means once you get into the tournament, they begin to improve, let's say, game by game. They had a terrific game against Ott, and finally won against the Scottish team, Eve Merhard.
And then we've got the Bernese lead playing here in their home rink. Melanie Barbesa.
Well, Team Jäggi did a lot of effort this year. They have been 5 weeks in Canada, and they did very well. I mean, they are in a very good position to be selected or to be invited by the players games in Canada in April. So this is very nice that we have a Swiss team performing so nicely in Canada, which is actually the top of curling, right?
Well, of course there is quite a lot of great curling teams in Canada, probably also due to the density of colors. I mean, no other country has so many colors or curling rinks as Canada. The Players' Championships have been their goal actually for this whole season. I think they built basically everything around this very goal, since the Olympics weren't in for them anymore, since Miriam Ott already got selected at the end of last season. But they have always been doing great. They're having great results on tournaments and all that for more than just 1 year. So let's just hope for them that maybe one day, who knows? I don't think they've won a national title yet, so not being able to represent Switzerland. So they are more of a tournament team, I believe, than they are a championship team. Maybe, who knows? This year they've got another chance, of course.
Well, there are these 4 or 5 teams which almost have the same level, and actually they are all here in the Bernese Cup, still all playing. Later on we will switch some scoreboards, and we will see Tirin Soni playing, Miriam Ott playing, even Swiss Flames with Binja Felcher. So they're all the same situation. So we have here Maria Van Wenenström playing second. So if I'm not wrong, I think she was joining the team by today. Nice. So already a very interesting situation now, even playing for the second. Stephanie. Discussion is actually if they should just open, since Team Jäggi has the last rock, so they tend maybe to just remove the guard. But okay, they decide they kind of draw around the guard and just... So the second is Stephanie Jäggi, which actually is the vice skip. So this is the kind of sisters act playing together, and ooh, this seems a bit short, huh?
Yes, the sweepers are calling it a guard. It does not even pass the guard weight, too short. Now there is, of course, a perfect steal opportunity for Team Sigfridsson.
Yeah, because I mean there's another guard. Now we have already 2 blue rocks front of the house. It's not certainly that what the team Jäggi is looking for. And Team Sigfridsson will add another guard. So now
Awesome.
Well, now finally I think there's a clear coming up.
Och Eppis Ufto ist keine Variante. Ja, ich weiß nicht wie, ehrlich gesagt. Gut. Wir gehen im Reihenli. Gut. Müni. Das ist gut, du bist ein kleiner. Müni. Ja.
Now they're discussing how to clear off those
Yeah.
guards, what to run in and what not to happen. Well, they're not calling it a bullet, just saying a takeout 9 weight, which means basically that the takeout should be as quick as it takes 9 seconds from one hog line. That's the thick black line to the next, and that didn't really help. That just basically replaced last rock. Now another chance to cluster even more in there for Margareta Sigfridsson, and to make it even more impossible for Michelle Jäggi to get to shot rock again.
Jag tror att den är bra, ja. Den är bra. 80-83. Ja. Det är bra. Kör det.
So we have now Christina Bertrup as the third, having a jacket as well. It seems it's quite cold outside, huh?
Yes, I also, when watching the whole day, I think there's many teams also, especially skips, who wear a lot. So it's probably not the warmest in the rink. Actually surprising since the rink is full. But that differs. That depends on so many things, be it outside temperature and all those other factors. So sometimes it's not as easy to really control the temperature in a rink.
So we have Maria Winkelhausen playing the third. Yeah, every time they try, and you see it's not getting really clear. I mean, there's still those 4 in front, and it's quite tough because.
Well, basically, again, not a lot changed with this rock, and yeah, it will be the exact same for Christina Bertrup as it was in the rock before. Just draw for another guard.
Vänta lite! Bra fart! Nära! Nära! Alltså den glider på den här. Ja, den är lite... Kom igen nu! Ja! Nästan 12! Nej, du måste köra lite. Ja, kör! Bra fart. Det var en hål, va?
Well, Bastian, what advice you can give to the team Jäggi now?
Well, basically, all you've got left is try to open it up. I'm not sure you can get to shot rock through this gap. I can't really tell from here. But even if they could get to shot rock, the problem would be that there is still lots of rocks in play. So they're trying to get to it directly. Still lots of rocks in play. They would lie shot rock in case they get it out. And this would cause some problems for Margareta Sigfridsson, but it's also still a danger for...
Yeah, because I think there's a danger. There's the blue rock just behind. I mean, at the end, after that, they will try to clear, and then suddenly you have 2 red stones shot, you know.
Hard sweeping. Opens up a bit. That actually did quite a good job for Team Jäggi.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this is now looks much better now. At least the left side is now open, and there is still a very nice rock on the right side, hiding, you know, so once there would be a clear in the center, okay, you still have one here on the side. Question is now if Team Sigfridsson is looking for a guard or just maybe even offensively going on the blue one.
Probably, if you take the blue one out in this situation and Team Jäggi manages some kind of circus shot where they get rid of several rocks at once, it could be that they lose their good situation. To defend the shot rock, I don't know, would probably be my choice. You could also play the run back, yes, and maybe hop over in front of the shot rock, but still leaves a chance to get back into the game for Team Jäggi. But of course they are thinking, well, we're 2 up, so playing the scoreboard, we don't have to take any risk, so any opposing rock that's out of the game is a good rock for us, so we don't want them to score too many rocks. And you said it right, the one behind the corner guards could turn out to be quite dangerous at the end once the center is clear. So they decide on the run back. And works out quite nicely for him.
Ja, så godt überlegt. Und überlegt, ob so kannst, aber es ist immer noch so. Ja, der wird hier noch ein bisschen überrauen. Das geht zwar, aber der stößt hier her. Aber ich will direkt, wenn du das kannst. Ja, wenn ich den ankomme, macht die gar nicht. Nein, komm, du hast einen halb offen, das schaffen wir. Kommst du das 8,5? Oder wie schnell kommst du gern? Kannst du das 9 kommen? Das ist schon gut. 8,5. Gut.
So now the discussion is what to hit off those rocks.
But it's okay, going on the top one. I mean,
I'm pretty sure they're trying to double take out and roll behind the corner guards again. Probably allow even second shot. That would be quite nice for them.
so it must be just very tight passing the front one. But I think then the ice is quite tricky. I don't know. We will see now. I think she comes in a nice way, though.
But yeah, I think that's quite a lot of weight.
Nice, yeah.
Good shot. Rolls out.
But let's say the situation looks now much better.
Well, for Team Jäggi, it certainly does. No rock on the button dial has been protected by a cluster of rocks. Team Jäggi lying shot rock behind the corner guard after this nice double takeout.
Jag var lite inne på 70 i nytt spår, men jag vet inte hur vi ska tänka. Riktigt. Magans 70 var ju 70 här när hon drog första stenen i den här omgången. Ja. Sen höll vi igång hela vägen och var 4. Det här borde ju vara som ett sånt nytt spår.
Maria Prytz will try to come around this
Röd ligger inte fri, eller? Jo, den finns väl.
whole thing to basically take the shot rock out of play.
70 då? Behöver ju nästan ner till 10 i princip. Ja, då 70 är bra.
So is Maria Prytz playing the last rock?
Gärna lite! Gärna! Ingen fara! Måste! Bara fart! Kala!
Of course, after this there is one Bernese rock to come. So this is only the last Swedish stone. And now they're trying to touch that one a bit.
And it happens exactly what they think. that they like, because the curl was not. I think it would stay right away in the
Vi
center.
spelar einfach att hila innan det.
But the interesting thing
Okay,
is now
sorry,
they're
Peter.
trying to
It's me, or them?
do the same, but I think the curl was not that intense, you know. If you would
Yes,
not
but
touch-
they're giving quite a bit less ice, I believe, than
Okay.
the Swedish team did. So they should be able to come around the whole thing. And well, if they get the perfect speed, I believe that you could probably tap the red one back and maybe even score two. Still needs to curl a lot. Looks rather long. And exactly the same thing happens as before. Ooh. That looks to me like a steal of two, actually.
Yeah, it is. I think I can see it. Can see it quite. Yeah.
So that's unfortunate for the home team.
I
4-0
think
down after
the
2
weight
innings.
was not too much, but I just have the impression that the curl. I mean, it curls first a bit outside before actually the rock comes. And this is what the same with the Swedish. They were lucky because there was a touch of their own rock, right? But we have now a new score, 4-0 for Team Sigfridsson.
Bra linje på den. Framför tid. Ja, absolut. Kom sen nu då. Bra fart. Den är lång. Bra.
So the scoreboard goes to 4-0 after
Bra,
2
Maggan.
ends.
Straffspel.
Well,
Maybe we can take a look into the other scoreboards. I mean, we have some very interesting games.
Bra, Maggan.
So on sheet 1 we've got the Danish team with Skip Jensen playing the Russian team of Kovaleva. The Russian team's leading 2-1 after 3 with hammer.
So this is another C game, huh?
On sheet 2 we have the Russian team, Anna Sidorova, playing the Swiss Olympic team, Miriam Ott, Davos Eifas. After 4 end, the score is 3-2 to the Russians.
So in other words, the winner will qualify directly for the quarterfinal. The loser actually will play at 8:30 or maybe 9 o'clock. We don't know yet time. Then here is Wetzikon Dübendorf. We just showed the game before where they have the great game against Muirhead, 1-0 down. So there's nothing decided, but okay, they are already the 3rd end. Here the same thing. If they would win, the winner will play again at 8:30 right away. Then here the other interesting, the other interesting game of Scotland, Eve Muirhead against Arau with Silvana Tirinsoni. Here again, the winner goes directly in the quarterfinal And the loser will play again 8:30. This will be an interesting game. And this surprisingly a 3 house, huh, on the third end.
Sheet 5, we have our broadcaster game. And just next to that, on sheet 6, we've got the Swedish team of Jonna McManus playing the US Olympic team, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Erika Brown.
They have done a very nice video, kind of Olympic video.
Oh yeah.
So they told us that after the curling they're going to have a Hollywood career now, all 4. So it's a really very funny team, and here again the winner will have to play again at 8:30.
And on sheet 7 we've got Denmark with skip Lene Nielsen playing the Swiss team of Binja Felcher. The score there is 3-2 to the Danish team.
Is Danish, I think, qualified for the Olympics as well?
I know it is on the men's side. I would have to cheat and look it up to know whether it is on the women's side.
Then here we have Fabienne Fürberg of Oertikon Waldeck playing against China. Binyu Wang is 2-1. Here again, as we said, the winner will play again at 8:30. So you see, it's very tough. I mean, these teams are playing now, and half of them will play just right afterwards. Okay, so we come back to our game.
And to the question you asked, yes, I think Denmark is... no? Are they? Now I'm confused.
Annars så vickar vi väl in dit. Vicka in där, ja. Ska någon rak hand här eller?
So Denmark has qualified.
Yes, I believe so.
Är det rakt? Ja, det ska vara det, men... Ja, rakt längre in i alla fall så. Ja. Clearing. Nej! Med! Jag skulle ha sopat den där.
And now, of course, the #1 goal for the Swiss team will be to keep as many rocks in play as possible. Rocks create difficult situations, create danger for the opposing team. So they might be able to score multiple points at once, which is certainly needed dearly after being down 4-0. Interesting to see that Sigfridsson is playing along to this. The Swedish team themselves is not afraid to put rocks in play. Well, of course, if you can play them that nicely, there is no problem why you should not do it. That was close to perfect.
lieber blau.
Ja, ich würde auch ändern, dass der Rot so ein bisschen
Rausgeht. Da, Strasse! Wir haben gesagt, vielleicht über den hier ein bisschen stossen, dass sich das hier ganz klein verteilt. Weißt du, dass hier nicht alles so nah ist.
Oh, das ist genau dran.
Ja, eben drum. Weißt du, dass der?
nur hier, so.
Ja.
Ja,
Ja,
der
und
geht
dann geht der hier
hierher.
her. Ich will sicher ein bisschen mehr als hier, 7.
Sag der T-Line. Nein, was ist das Team? 7. Gut, alles.
Man muss ja
15
gleich
Uhr,
über
hä?
2.
Ja. Wie viel ist im Stärkbier?
Also die Line ist genau 14.
14.
Wie schnell spielst du?
T-Line plus. Also Ender plus.
Ich würde sagen, wir müssen schon ein bisschen
And of course, if you've got any questions or comments about the game, the coverage, curling all over the world, you can always contact us. Just send an email to the email address live@curlingchampionstour.org, and we will try to answer your questions. And of course, you can also reach us via Facebook. Just type in Curling Champions Tour and you will find the website of the CCT, and there you can also get into touch with us.
Vad händer om man spelar en mjuk här, och så, fast inte jättemjuk, och så annars så tar vi den där?
Men det måste ju gå.
Ja, det går.
So what situation do you have now for the moment?
Well, there is
Få ut den där om vi
quite a lot of rocks in play.
Squeeze.
Not to the likes of Margareta Sigfridsson, I believe, even though she played her part in it.
marginalen snarare än att ta den.
So now
Ja, kanske det.
the angles are not brilliant.
Frågan.
She needs to get them sorted out a bit. Juggle the whole
Fundera
thing
på att
around.
gå på den, annars öppna center.
Now the question is, do you move something in the house or do you take away the guards in front?
Jag skulle nästan vilja ha 50.
Inte hela världen om vi styr i heller. Nej, inte det går i världen heller.
So they're going for the play at the rocks in the house, which will always leave the chance, of course, for the Bernese team to put rocks into play and put them behind guards. So
Jag vågar ju spela på den.
this rock is, I'm not quite sure how they try to hit it. I believe they will try to get the two red rocks rolling as far as possible.
50.
But they're not exactly playing a
Kalla!
fast
Kalla
takeout.
massor! Rätt bra nu! Nej! Ja! Nej! Nej! Ja! Nej! Hårt! Hårt! Nej!
This has just gone by.
Wow, did you see that?
That was nice, that was perfect.
Var inte fel.
Came through the port. Probably not possible to get any closer.
On both sides, right? First here on the right,
And then just got by the
and
blue
now
one
the
as
blue
well.
one.
Perfect ice reading and line call.
Jag tyckte inte alls att den var lös. Oj, vad lös den var, säger jag. Jag tyckte inte att den var det.
Om inte så för blau.
Nej, den är på roten.
Also ich habe nicht das Gefühl, dass es 2
Kan
gehen.
vi också
Ich habe das Gefühl, der Blau geht 2.
Jag säger att den blå scheisse bräcksträck spickt er raus so.
Nein, er soll genau ins Körbchen doch.
Wir müssen jetzt im Mann denken. Okay. Wir bringen den. Gut.
Nur 9.
It was a possibility what the team Jäggi tried to do, but situation doesn't look much better. There are still two, maybe one red, at least one red is shot.
Well, it doesn't really matter how many reds are shot. The problem is basically you can't come to the center without being accessible now, since those two rocks are basically
So that's what they do now. They close the
directed
ball.
at
They
the
close the
center.
door.
And this can always happen, of course.
Ja, det är bra. Mellan mitt i hålet. Yes.
Lite tajt bara.
Mellan!
Risk över kön, men jag tror att den är bra.
Inte så långt.
Bara stanna.
Just över! Just över! Mellan! Just över! Ja, det är mellan. Nu är jämnhöjd. Stenarna. Jämnhöjd.
Ja,
Nej, kortare. Stanna nu. Här.
sitt nu då.
Bra så.
Kör ner den.
Loud, loud. Så.
Luft zu wenig da nicht, hä? Du machst ja noch einmal besser. Ja, du müsstest beide roten nehmen, ja.
Those guards are quite far from the house, right? So it's not even a possibility to tap. So it's obvious they have to, I almost would say they have to open, but now I think they try a draw.
Well, it's down to Skip's rocks now, so opening up will not have very much effect since your opponent can always put the rock back, and it's not like the guards are laying there perfectly to make a multiple takeout. Coming around it is probably the reasonable call, just because you acknowledge that your last rock will be exactly this. So you try to draw around the whole thing, get shot rock and see what your opponent makes. If they make a nice shot, you've got basically the same shot again. Just touched it. Will they get shot rock? I believe that is enough for shot rock. Now, question: is this rock accessible through the port?
Hur ska de få in en till om vi
Certainly
Yes.
very nice, and I think Maria Pritz will try to do the same. I think you can pass certainly through this small port.
You could probably take out this rock directly.
So you mean with the
Sela! Lite lurigt att spela inifrån. Har jag någon marginal i någon?
Ja, egentligen tycker jag det.
Jag ska slå den. Jag tycker inte, nästan inte att det är någon risk
lättare
att
för
slå
dem
någon
att komma
gång.
in.
Nej, jag vet inte. Känns
So
inte
the
som
idea
att de
would
kan
be
få
a
ut
kind
båda.
of
Eller svårare för dem.
Jag tror inte de kan slå ut båda våra röda. Om centern skulle försvinna.
the idea would be to come from here, right?
Lagom stort hål.
Well, what they basically
Tycker jag väl är värt ett
they're
försök.
still not sure what to play, but yeah, now Margrethe Sigfridsson puts the brim down, so they're trying to come through the gap.
Like that, right?
Äntligen båda garderna.
But on this side, I mean, you take a kind of in-turn, right? So you come like that.
So they will throw an out-turn tap back, probably not the longest. This looks a bit off line.
Nej!
This needs to curl up.
Sten förbi linan.
Yes. Not quite what they were hoping for.
Okej Maria, bra då.
And now Team Jäggi has the chance of scoring a second one.
Ah. Ja, dat is recht. Ja, aber Mensch, dass hier weggehen. Wenn du vorne durchmachst, das lenkt dir nicht von daher.
Well, she says the same. I think if you pass in front of the blue one, I think the curl will be too much that she will touch again the red one like she used to do before.
Well, the problem this time is if she touches the red one, then the second red one will be shot no matter what,
Yeah.
or at least be better than the one at the lying shot at the moment. And this cannot be the.
So she will try from the other side actually, like Maria Pritz tried, right? In a way
Yes.
that.
Well, they're as it looks like they're convinced that it won't curl too much. Let's see
Well,
how this turns out.
Seeing the rock from Maria, that is true, yeah. I mean, the curl is not that much. And it must be right. It must be right, the speed, the weight. No, but now they.
Ich weiß nicht, ob das lenkt. Du musst hier herkommen. Hier.
That's exactly the
Yep.
spot where they would like to come down to, but considering the fact that they've got a little bit more space since Maria Pritz's last drop opened up the whole thing a bit, certainly helps them. But I'm not sure you can actually make that, because you've got to touch the forefoot to score a second rock.
Ich habe mir überlegt, du musst auch hier an diesem Knopf vorbei, dass du mit hier shoppst, noch second.
Aber ja,
Und von der Pore, daher Knopf vorbei, never.
es langt nicht.
Das lenkt dir nie, von der Pore bist du schon hier. Du bist schon hier, das lenkt dir nicht.
So let's say. No.
Ich bin mir nicht so sicher.
Und der geht raus. Der geht raus, Sammy.
So what are the possibilities here now? Is to.
Well, they're discussing if they can do anything with the two reds, but if you
Ich würde
move
genau die gleiche machen.
the red just lying fully 8 foot onto the second one
Das Ding ist einfach hier.
that is lying just biting the forefoot, this rock will possibly be better than the blue one on the side.
Dass wir Schott sind, sage ich, so ist es nicht möglich.
Ja. Ja.
So the idea was more that they put the rock more or less here, right? I mean, this is the idea.
Well, the problem with that is just that you have no chance of
Er ist schwierig,
Auf.
aber sonst können wir gar nicht Schott.
Sorry, but this is not so.
you have basically no chance to come from the center line and draw it to the outside of the forefoot. You don't have enough space for that. You will, if you make it perfectly, maybe, but it's a really tough shot.
Der Römische darf stehen, dass du gar nicht stoßen.
There,
Ja, ist schwer.
Ja, aber wenn
Ja,
man
er
nicht
war
kann
schon,
schotten, wenn
ja.
man nicht kann legen, dann muss
there is not much they can do. So the whole team is now standing in a house discussing what they want to do.
man kann schon nichts kaputt
Um,
Mal, du kannst auf den und einen stoßen, ist wie noch sein.
Aber ich kann so 4 machen. Ja. Ja. Ich würde auch den probieren.
so now they're deciding to go for the bullet. And, I guess at least.
Yeah, because they are saying that they could do 4.
Yes, that's what they are saying at least. See how this ends up for them. If they get the 2 red ones out, it will be tough. They've got a slight angle, so it's even harder to get the first one over the face.
Ja, das
and then you have to get by the left blue one. So this is going to be quite a circus shot if Michelle Jäggi makes this. You can't hit it very fully. You have to hit it really thin. But they're not playing it with a lot of speed. Push the outside a bit.
Outside,
That doesn't look too bad. One for sure. And did they get the second one?
Well, they're gonna have to look at it. It's more
I'd
the
say
red
blue.
one.
I'd say blue.
I would say red.
Well,
so this is like we are the both teams, right? So they have to
measure it.
measure it. It's quite tricky because, as you said, I look maybe from the outside, but it's true you have to measure from the inside. So it could be blue as well. I tend more for the red one.
We'll see in a minute. Maybe the camera angle is also a bit. It's not perfect to see this, but for exactly this, we've got measurement instruments.
Maybe we can go switch the scoreboard in the meantime. However, we stay quick for the measurement, I agree.
So you can see the needle, how far the needle goes, and I believe it's blue.
It's blue. I would say you're right, Bastian.
Yeah, definitely blue.
So
That would make a second point for Team Jäggi.
which is very good, keeping in the game.
A bit interesting, but
Yep.
still being 2 down without hammer is not the position you want to be in after 3 ends.
Well, should maybe wait quick.
Den är 80, så jag tror vi behöver nästan 70-75.
Yes.
Gärna.
65.
Nej, vänta då.
Känns bra.
Var med på linje!
Inte vända för
Gärna.
långt.
Nej då, ingen fara. Wetterström! Kör om ni vill.
Måste
Hårt!
vara nära 12.
Hårt! Jobba in den här nu. Kroka in den. Kom igen. Kom igen, kom igen. Jättebra linje, kom igen. Jättebra sopat.
Ja, 60. Sorry, vad måste jag nå?
Hänger dra.
Fy.
Ja, good.
Ja, 4. Ja, 4. 3. 2, 3.
Just came past the guard, but now on the second one, not exactly what they were hoping for.
Slå vilka kant. Mycket fart. Ganska bra. Ganska bra med Marina. Kan sopa ut den på kant.
Eller vad ska jag köra eller?
Ja.
Bra Maggan.
Well, nice beginning now for the team Sigfridsson. Hitting already team Jäggi a bit under pressure.
Fars!
Yeah, to lies 2 with last rock is always a nice situation to be in.
Vliegwellen.
Problem we have, it's quite early in the game, so a lot will happen until
Definitely. Yeah.
we count the points. So Team Jäggi obviously
Stephanie Jäggi now, second.
sees a threat in 2 red rocks in the house, so they decide to run and try the roll behind the center guard.
Oh!
Gets the roll, not as far as she wanted it. Stays on the wrong side of the center line.
Yeah, it was a bit the sweeping
20.
time was sometimes on and off, so that is probably that even the sweeper didn't know exactly what they wanted.
Needed a bit more sweeping, and now Maria Sigfridsson basically just calls for the opposite of what the Bernese team just did. They tried to hit the rock and get out to the 12 foot again, and they do a very fine job.
Sätt får inte sopa bakom till. Tack snällt. Bra Maria. Bra. Oj, hon tog en 6 på den där banan. Va? Skottland tog en 6. Jag har det.
And another roll attempt, and again doesn't quite get as far as they wanted
But
to.
okay, this time they begin really from the they sweep from the beginning, so actually you could not avoid it. I mean, it was curl was already nice, strong enough, right?
Aber ich bin nicht wieder vorne gewesen.
So it seems that we have already one game finished. It's always because actually they began a bit earlier than our game. Oh well, here is already a nice and a clear result of the Russian team, 6-1. Then actually this one is 4-2, but for Team Russia, so Merimot has to be careful, right? I mean, as we said, she has still another chance to qualify by playing at 8:30. Well, here you see the young team from Wetzikon leading 3-1.
Sheet 4 with
And wow, this is what I saw, that they stop. Team Merheide had a 6 rock house. Will actually finish this game 10-3. Here is our game 4-2. Then we have Erika Brown playing against Sweden. It's 4-3 for the young sisters from Sweden. Then the Swiss team from Flims, Sabine Felcher, tied with Denmark, Nielsen. And finally, the team from China, Binyu Wang, leading 4-1, sorry, against Ödi Konvaldek of Fabian Fürbringer.
Ja. Og det var der, og det er også væk, så vi siger, med så. Og det er med nasser sig.
Og einfach lekker.
Ik vind die, dat is even, ja,
Is
heel risicotug. Ik wil daar rausnehmen. Oder da, ja. Ich will irgendeinen rausnehmen, ja. Da siehst du fast ganz, oder?
Nein, das sehe ich noch wenig.
Okay, aber der liegt schnell vorne.
Wie schnell ist Zahli?
So, Bastian, coming back to our future games. Still two rocks of the Team Sigfridsson in the house.
11. 11. Ja.
Well, Team Jäggi is certainly trying to avoid a big house taken on them, which was close to finish the game. So now they're playing
11.
take out to remove one of those rocks, and certainly what is important with this stone, you have to stick around. So you create yourself a chance. Oh, and she hits the guard.
I think from the beginning it was a bit tight.
They were sort of all the way, so. And now there is, of course, this is more a corner than a center guard, so a chance for Margareta Sigfridsson to come around this guard and to create a chance for multiple points.
Jag tror att 70 men 65 då? Ja. Japp. Skulle vi rakt där?
Långt ut! Jättelångt ut! Se till att den är i båt!
Tror det är 10? Ska vara på 10 den här. Tror den är på 10? 10 eller lite längre? Okej. Stanna mycket. 8-10. Nästan ända på 10.
Ja, vi skulle
Framför 10.
behöva dra lite.
Det går bra.
Nej, vänta, den är bra. Räcker det höjd? Sitt. Var där. Alltså.
Ja, det är bra.
Det var en trippel nu, eller?
En versuch so de Doppel oder so de Doppel. Das ist einfacher. Nein, ich will nicht legen.
So now
Gut.
it's important
So
to
it's,
reduce damage.
Yep.
So they're discussing a double takeout or at least a hit and roll to make sure that they're not getting taken at too big a house. taken
Yeah,
on
it
them.
would be quite hard when Sweet Team Sigfridsson would ride again 2 more rocks, so it would be 6-2. So this is a tough decision now. I think Michel Jäggi is trying to hit and roll on behind the guard. This is, I think, the idea. No?
Plays some speed, so could also be the double takeout she's
Double
attempting.
takeout,
They
yeah.
were also discussing box earlier. So hits one, it's just dropped off the second one, it sticks around and leaves the house with her
Wow.
own.
Well, it was a nice try, right? I mean,
Well, yes, but doesn't really help them a lot. Was close. But now
Jag skulle helst vilja att hon
Margareta
inte har
Sigfridsson
en,
has the chance to come around the
varken
guard
en
again
frysa bort
to
eller en tangering och
get a
träff.
third point
Är det
into
här,
play.
eller?
Gamla, de är i ett läge som kommer gamla. Så de skulle kan jag tänka mig att slå garden.
Ska vi gå från insidan
Ta
då?
2.
Important is that this rock is behind the guard, is placed before
Jag skulle också kunna tänka mig att
the red stone on the left hand side, or there will be a enough opportunity for
vi måste runda
Team Jäggi.
korkat att klämma garden.
Jag kan tycka att samma som Nina annars är jättebra.
Va?
Jag kan tycka att samma som Nina annars är jättebra.
Det var inte samma chans igen på tutten. Jag tycker vi ska gå så, ja. Du behöver inte gömma den så där mycket. För går vi
Kanske
den
där vi
har
ska
de
ligga
fasiken
då.
ingen dubbel. Det där är jättebra. Jag tycker den är bra för kan vi jobba med den om de lyckas.
Lite lättare med farten.
Kant till kant.
Det var 75.
Jag tänkte säga 80 så att, kanske 85 till och med. Då får man börja här, ja. Gå över linan i och för sig.
75 då.
80. Framkant.
fått det. Känns fint. Ja, lite alla gånger.
Ja, det är nog bra fart. 12 8.
Köra om det går!
12 8.
Köra om det går! Bara 12!
Bara 12. Knappt till.
Det hänger upp.
Ja, jobba då!
Löv in.
Bara 12.
Ja, den är bara 12.
Nej, den är 8.
Det blir det.
Well, this is
Okej då.
Nej, jag tyckte också.
it's not what they actually wanted. They did a kind of 12 foot, but
Nu ska jag få in den.
Oh, and it's still wide open, so now the chance for Jäggi
Aber der hat schon stoßen.
to hit this stone and stick around behind the guard with their own. Problem is, if you ever roll out, it's a definite deuce, if not a 3, if you don't catch the second red one at the back. So this has to be really good.
yeah, I mean, it's even from the Weiski quite difficult to advise when to sweep and when not, because I mean, you need just tiny drop to the right side, just behind the guard. So, yeah, look now. I think this is a important rock by Michel Jäggi. Curl is
Hard
quite.
sweeping. Will it be enough? Will it be enough? Basically hits
Curl
it.
it was
nose.
interesting because actually she gave a nice curl to the rock, right?
She gave a lot of handle, yes, a lot of rotation, which makes it roll faster. But I think she probably expected it to be a bit straighter in the center because we've had other rocks going down the center now, kept quite straight. But well, maybe she got it started a bit at the start. So this is a open hit for 3 for the Swedish team, which would, in my eyes, basically decide
This
the game.
scenario actually, Stephanie Jäggi was saying the scenario would be 7-2. The worst case scenario, which would be the
Close
case.
to the worst case, yes.
Well, that is what she said before. Okay, she could have 4, not 3, right? But it's obvious that
Well, either way,
Rent, bara rent! Bara rent! Lite
it's
dämpat!
unlikely that
Bara
you're going to
rent!
catch up a 5 stone lead.
there's not much to do. Just have a hit and stay. Perfect.
So that would be another 3 on the board for Swedish Olympic team. And all this is now after 4 ends of play, half time. 5 stone lead. Quite comfortable for the Swedish team.
Pass på om det sätter sig nu då efter halva.
Är det 85?
80 va?
80? Ja, känns inte jättelätt.
Nej, jag håller med.
Ja,
Ganska bra fart.
nu det börjar sätta som något
Ja, jag
där.
vet. Men lever väl en
Om vi tror något.
första gången så blir det nog bättre.
Ser fin ut. Den går nog inte riktigt i slidespåret den där.
Jättefin linje. Ja, ja. Bra.
Bra
Bra
skött.
Maggan. Det är bra.
Zwei!
sort of like the classic setup. The leading team puts it in the house, and the corner guard goes up.
Vänta lite om det går. Jättefin linje, längre ut då. Den ska runt.
10, bak 4.
Bra.
10.
Gärna.
Bak 4. Bara 8, 4.
Nej. Ja.
10, bak 4, 10.
Hårt!
Bak 4. Bra.
Bra snack.
Bra Maggan.
Bra.
Fint spel. Ja, bort med en sten i taget. Okej.
Yeah, the second corner guard coming up a bit too short, so Margrethe Sigfridsson believes that this won't be a threat to them, so they decide to just clear
Stenhårt!
the close or corner guard. And make sure that Swiss team has no chance of coming around anywhere. And there is a mistake. Hidden stick is not what you want if you try to clear a guard.
Vind gå ut. Watch backline.
Yep.
So now there is a tap back to be played to make sure that there is as many rocks as possible behind the T line, which could possibly catch any rock that is taken out by the Swedish team. Does just a fine job.
Inte gärna slå den där bara. Ja. Nu gör vi inget om vi dubblar dem.
You can see basically all you can do here to get rid of this blue
Försöka ta bort den
rock
av
is
våra
to
också eller?
clear it out.
Ja. Det är bra.
Nej!
Kalle då? Och den här. Sys. Köla nu då.
Nina den.
Oh, and catches the
Okay.
guard. Well,
Ja då. Okej.
not the worst thing that could happen. It's a guard less in play. That's also good for a Swedish team.
Okej Maria.
But those two rocks over T
Ja,
could end up being quite dangerous, even though they are Swedish rocks. The Swedes don't really want them there, as they can, as Stephanie Jäggi is asked to play now, could serve as a catcher,
Saxenbusch, perfekt.
as a spot where you can hardly remove the blue rock.
Super. Ausgleich. Linje super.
Nog goed, super.
Linje super. Bis Anne.
Het poetst een klein. Nee.
Nej, Mera.
Goed.
Väl. Ska dra dit den.
Ja, nästan dra.
Vart jag lite sugen på. Eller chappa möjligtvis, den blåa är ju bra. Jag tänkte annars.
Där är väl bra.
Det är jättebra.
Finns en
So this is certainly another interesting end, because now we're gonna see
Nästa slag.
a few rocks in the center, which actually certainly the Swedish team, I mean Team Sigfridsson, would not like too much, but I think now she will just try to do a kind of
Well, basically all Margareta
weight.
Sigfridsson has to do now is get rid of all the
Exactly.
blue rocks. She's also take out plate. And she probably wouldn't be too unhappy if she takes along one of her own at the back of the forefoot. So that is basically what she hoped for.
Fint. Bra spel. Ja, jättebra. Pretty good. Backline. Yep. Ja, in the backline bit här. Och ställa upp ut i igen.
So now Marisa Winkelhausen